How you guys doing today this morning? My name is Michael. I am 21 years old and I'm from Haverhill, Massachusetts. So I was adopted around the age of 3 years old, which left me with a lot of abandonment issues and anger most of my life. I grew up in Bradford. I was adopted into a Christian home who loved me and wanted the best for me, but because of my anger and the problems I dealt with in life, I had just kept pushing them away. I was a really good athlete. I was a football player and a wrestler. So I was really good at sports. So I used sports as an out to just, take it out all on the football field or on the wrestling mat. Around the age of 15 years old, I decided to leave home and move across to Haverhill and live with my girlfriend at the time. I had dropped out of school at 16, ended up hanging out with older kids on the streets, becoming a gang member in Haverhill, doing a lot of criminal activity and just throwing my life away and pleasing the devil. Just living for myself. What comes with that lifestyle is drugs, violence, which at the age of 17, I ended up getting locked up for a firearm. And I got out. Still that didn't change my lifestyle. I kept pushing into just my anger kept driving me. A lot of assault and batteries. I was just always angry at myself, at the fact that I was left as a kid. My Christian parents weren't perfect. None of us are perfect. So, feeling the neglect from them a little because of my mental status. So, around the age of 18 years old, I lived on High Street and my friend was shot, which led my lifestyle in a spiral out of control, even more than it already was. Instead of selling drugs, I now started using drugs. I had moved to Lynn at that point. I wanted to get out of Haverhill. I was getting knee deep in stuff that I just couldn't. My life was just chaotic. I had to get out of Haverhill. So I moved to Lynn, Massachusetts, where I met my birth mother and my birth father, who are heroin addicts, where I decided to interact with them and their lifestyle. I felt the only way I felt accepted in being their child was by using with them. And that's the only way they would accept me. What is he bringing to the table, and what do they have? And that's how our relationship was. So I treated them more like friends. They weren't my family, which led me into meeting my whole family. That whole family that was just chaotic. That whole family has a lot of drug issues, which led me meeting my sisters, which just led through a lot of more hurt because of just issues that I couldn't accept as a kid. Now meeting them and finding out, what my idea of my parents weren't really what my parents were. Before I came to Teen Challenge, I had committed a charge which would lead me into doing some serious time. And at that point, I realized that my life was so out of control that I just couldn't do it on my own, that I needed a place to go. I didn't want to sit in jail again. I was done with that lifestyle. I was done with the sober houses. I was done with detox centers. So a person who is well known out here by the name of Doug Gregan, I had somehow got his number, and I had called him and telling him that, I need a place, man. I'm ready to give my life to Christ. I can't keep doing this same lifestyle anymore. So I called Teen Challenge, and within a day, I was at the program. I had to get the COVID test. I had to get a whole bunch of stuff, but the Lord just somehow provided that. Within that next day, I was in Teen Challenge, which now has, because I've dedicated my life to Christ and I've completely given my old lifestyle to him. The charges that I was convicted of have been dropped. By the grace of God. I am no longer a slave to my sin and shame anymore. I no longer reflect in the past of what I did and what I've done, that I know that he looks down on me through the blood of Jesus Christ. And my goal is, after I graduate, is to give back to the community that I took from. So I plan on helping younger kids who went through the same lifestyle choices I went through, and very involved in the streets. So I know what it's like, and I know that it comes from a broken home and comes from a broken family. And there's a lot of kids these days that deal with that. And I feel like the Lord's calling me to give back and to help kids with that problem. The verse I stand on is John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Thank you.